This is me out of focus. Somewhere here you can see how IBIS doesn't give perfectly smooth footage, even on gimbal. I didn't feel like showing how bad rolling shutter is. You can see it in reviews. This is not a review. I'm not going to rant how bad this camera is. I will tell my experiences upgrading from A6300 to A6600. When A6600 was announced, I was really disappointed. I had waited for a new camera for years. I didn't feel like upgrading from A6300 to A6500. I waited for next generation. A6400 didn't promise much. On paper it was minor update to A6300. I knew A6500 upgrade was coming. When it came it was similar update as A6400 was. Biggest disappointment was same sensor with same rolling shutter. I checked other options. Changing systems didn't make much sense. It would have been only getting other problems of other systems and paying thousands more. I got the A6600 because I really wanted IBIS and didn't want to wait for future cameras anymore. I think I got all mandatory complaints covered. Being out of focus in the beginning is partly my fault. I could have set tracking by tapping the screen. I forgot that this option now. I would have seen autofocus didn't work if I had screen on sunny weather mode. That is also an option now. Talking about screen, it turns upwards like in RX100 series. It is problem if you have something in hot shoe. Usually I don't have anything there, so not big problem for me. Maybe I change my mind when I need to have a light on hot shoe, but at least you see yourself and have a tap tracking when you don't have anything on hot shoe. Reviews tend to forget to mention how much this generation updates usability. Maybe they have seen those steps on other cameras, but for someone coming from A6300, A6600 brings a lot of usability improvements. You have auto white balance lock and highlight metering mode. Pros shooting fully manual may not appreciate those, but those make life easier for the rest of us. You can use shutter to start video recording. My menu lets you have your favorite options easily available. May not sound like big things if you have used other brands, but for Sony users those are good improvements. High frame rate option has been replaced by slow and quick option. I don't remember ever using high frame rate other than testing. Slow and quick option is one of my favorite upgrades. It gives you slow motion by changing mode wheel, or it could be fast motion if you want. You can still do slow motion all the way by shooting with higher frame rate and slowing it in post, but this is easier. Fast motion looking video was also possible because Sony lets you use slower shutter speed than frame rate, but this way it's easier and looks better. Fast motion is available up to 1 frame per second. If you want slower frame rate, you have to use interval shooting mode, which is now in camera. In previous cameras you had to buy it as an app, which you loaded to camera. Apps could have been a good idea, but there weren't too many useful apps available. I'm pretty sure users of stop motion app will miss apps, which reminds me I need to upload that to my other cameras while it's still available. New battery big improvement to other A6000 series cameras. I spent about 4 hours shooting this video. With A6300 I would have needed second battery, but with this. I still had almost 40% left. I bought second battery, but I don't know if I ever need to use it. Then the biggest improvement. I didn't think much of new pixel profile options before I got the camera. What you have watched here was shot using HLG3 Gamma and color mode PT2020. It looks even worse than log profiles when you watch it with Media Player, but when you upload it to DaVinci Resolve, it looks amazing almost instantly. Resolve knows what it is, no lots needed. I thought I could use my old cameras as B cameras, but I have hard time getting back to S-Log2 if I do that. I still wish it had better IBIS and new sensor. 10-bit video would have been nice bonus, but I can't say I'm too disappointed. IBIS, as bad as it is, still saves shots on gimbal. Yes, you need gimbal even with IBIS on this camera. All minor improvements make this more usable tool, and to justify buying this, I started to learn to use it better.